right, so I recommend that you make your survey in Google Forms. StatCrunch does have a survey option, but I've heard from other instructors it's been problematic recently. So if you go to Google Drive or whatever you might be using, right, it should be, you'll have to have a Gmail account. So that's another benefit of working with somebody in a group, is that if you don't have one, they can, take charge of the survey portion. But you'll need to go to either forms.google.com or just your Drive and create a new form. So if you're in a Drive, just to show you what that would look like, you'll be able to just click new, and then more Google Forms is an option. Again, you can also just go to forms.google.com and it'll take you to this overarching forms area. So either way, if you start a new form, you get this beautiful purple thing. And so you're going to call this whatever the heck you want to. One thing I want to warn you against is, right now I always have students who want to put their whole project purpose in the form description. I don't think that's necessary. In fact, in some cases, you don't want to tell people what it is you're trying to study or what you think might happen, because you're going to influence their responses. So, you can just call it Stat Project Survey, pretty generic. If you want to, you could be good about this and just say, please fill this form out. Fill this form out truthfully to help me with my stats project. All right, so there we go. Now you get to the questions. And like I said, for your data, you do need 4 questions. One of them needs to be numeric. The other one of them needs to be categorical. So when you're making your questions, you just start typing something in, like, what is your age? And then the nice thing is Google tends to autofill stuff. In this case, it's thinking that you want a multiple choice. If we're using age as our numeric variable, we don't want multiple choice, because we're taking our beautiful numeric variable and we're making it categorical. So we're going to change this to a short answer. That way people can write in whatever it is. We might get a little bit of mess because people tend to write years and other weird stuff sometimes with the numeric short answer stuff, but it'll be pretty easy to edit and clean. So once you got that question done, you can choose whether it's required or not. I don't think you need to make any question required. You can just leave them all blank. You don't want to ask people their names, just because then you're going to, have potential for people to want to not give you the truthful information if it's something that they might feel awkward about. So we're just going to make this nice, straightforward survey. So then let's say you have a categorical variable, like which gender do you identify with? And look, Google is very smart. If you write in a question that's pretty standard, it'll say, which do you want to have in here? Male, female, prefer not to say, other. That's very progressive of them, so let's just add all. And now all of those are there. I have female, male, prefer not to say, and an other where people can fill in their own. This is just allowing us to be politically correct and inclusive. We do not, when we actually go to analyze our data, we're not going to have enough people usually in these 2 categories that it would make sense to include them in our analysis. So we'll probably end up throwing them out. But again, it just makes us look like we understand that they're not just 2. So that's fine. So then we got age, gender, and we can then add whatever question is we're interested in. Again, do you prefer to surf with a longboard or a shortboard? And then you could go ahead and have them add that. Now, let's say I am Harrison and Greg, and I want to have this question about surfers, right? So I need to make sure that I don't have anybody in my survey that's not a surfer. I could add an additional piece up at the top. I could have gone up here and just said, okay, do you surf? Oops, if I want to get fancy on this. And then I could have a yes and a no. And I can actually, there's a way within Google to have this go to a section based on an answer. You do not need to get this fancy, but you could answer this, have this question right here, and you could throw out anybody who said no. You could also do go to a section based on an answer if you want to get fancy about this. And we could actually create a section after this that's for all of the surf questions. So this would be the hooray, you're a surfer. So if you say yes, you're going to the next section. And then if you say no, maybe we just say submit the form. Like, we don't need you to continue. I'm not going to waste your time having you fill out other questions. Again, you don't need this, but it's just an option if you wanted to have some sort of way to like parse people out. So you don't want to have certain people, just adding that in. So anyways, oops, didn't mean to delete all my questions. That's how you make a survey in Google Forms. Once you have your survey, let me add back a question. Boom, cool. Once you have your survey, you've got all this stuff done. We're able to then go over here and say, okay, let me see if there's anything cute here. No, that's fine. We have two things that you want to be able to do. Oh, actually make a new video for this. Hold on.